Audio is a Shure USB interface. Shure Digital.
Test 1 2 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2 2. Test. Hey 1 2. Test 1 2 3 4. Hey 1 2. Test. Yep 1 2.
Thank you. Thank you. The Cumberland Town Council is back from the executive session. I will take a motion to seal the minutes. So moved by Councilor Shaw, second by Councilor McGill. All in favor to seal, say aye. Any opposed? The minutes are sealed by a vote of 7-0. I will take a motion to adjourn. Motion by Councilor Shaw, it is second by Councilor McGill. All in favor to adjourn at 7:49. All in favor? Any opposed? We are adjourned at 7:49. Thank you, Councilor. Chairman Shaw.
Just go off the paper here. All right, I'll call the meeting of the Cumberland Board of License Commissioners to order at 7:50 PM on Wednesday, August 19th. First, we have the acceptance of the minutes of July 15th, 2026.
Motion will accept.
Motion by Commissioner King, second by Commissioner McGill. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it, 7-0. New business, we have a temporary outdoor serving license, an application from Cumberland Athletic Club for their annual summer outing located at 30 Hamilton Street on September 19th from noon to 8 p.m. with a rain date of September 26, 2026. This will be pending revised outdoor floor plan for the fire department and updated insurance certificate. We'll call the public hearing at 7:51 p.m. Madam Clerk, was that what the applicant was in today? Or they provided the updated, so we don't need the updated floor plan? And just for clarification, because of the, there was a conflict of dates. So it is the 19th, right? So everything is in order for the advertisement at least. Okay, fabulous. Is there someone from the AC here? Yes. Oh, okay, sir, if you want to go to the mic, speak your name and address for the record.
You get used to it.
But you came.
Tom Ryan, 300 Morris Street in Cumberland.
Welcome, Tom. So this is for an annual summer outing. Did you have this last year?
Yes, we did.
Okay, and anything special about this?
It was pretty successful last year. There were no issues. All we do, we have a lawn there. I don't know if you're familiar with the property, but we have a lawn that we never use. So in the summertime, just to benefit the members, we have a little cookout. And we play some cornhole. I mean, it's as innocent as it gets. We have our family there, the kids there, and whatever. That's it.
And 8 p.m. is the closing time of the outdoor
Easy enough. Yes.
festivities, right?
Yep.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience that'd like to speak in favor or against? Seeing nobody, Zoom? All right. So we'll close the public hearing at 7:52 p.m. Thank you. You're all set, sir.
Thank you.
I know you don't like to be up there, so. Any motions or discussions?
I'll make a motion to approve the license.
We got a motion by Commissioner Kinch, second by Commissioner McGill. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, 7-0. Hope you have some fun. Next, we have we're going to, we'll just do this one. The Class BV license for permission, for presentation, permission to advertise. We have a transfer application for a Class BV license from Jose Almeida, DBA Valley Park Pub, to Mar and Morna, located at 17 Mill Street. Again, that was for advertisement. Next, we have a Class F1 one-day full liquor license, an application for a Class F1 one-day full liquor license from Blackstone River Glass LLC for Island Night at BRGC event on September 11th, 2026, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., located at 30 Meeting Street. This will be pending a promoter's permit. If approved, we'll open the public hearing at 7:54 p.m. I take it you like being up there because you ran right up there.
I had to take a whole course on this year. You just ignore it.
Okay. If you would be so kind to introduce yourself.
Rebecca Sukoff, owner of Blackstone River Glass Center down on the river at Cadillac Mills, across from Cumberland Hall.
Very good. And the event that you're doing this
We're
this
hoping
night
to
is-
start we're hoping it'll be an annual thing, just like a nice cultural event to bring people in. We're having like a small concert and a food truck with a Jamaican theme to it, and we're also doing glass activities that go with sort of an island theme to it, making fish, doing mosaics, flame working a palm tree that people are gonna get to make coconuts and stick on the palm tree, and so anyway, we try and tie everything in together with a theme. And it'll be out on the river.
Is this the first time you're having this type of event, or did you have this
No,
last
we
year?
we had an amazing fundraiser just a few months ago.
Yeah, okay,
That
that's
was
what I'm thinking of.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I knew you had another event. I wasn't too sure if it was
Yep.
last year or just recent. Okay, very
Yeah,
good.
that was early June.
Very good. Anyone in the audience would like to speak in favor or against? Anyone from Zoom? No? All right, then we'll close the public hearing at 7:55 PM. Any motions or discussions from the commission? Question from
Did
Commissioner
you say
McGill.
this is going to be outside? Is this outside this evening?
So we're at the end of do you know where Cadillac Mills is? We're on a dead end that ends in the river, basically. If you know where the boat docks are for the Tourism Council, Blackstone Valley Tourism Council. So yes, it's outdoor. We have 0 neighbors and we're ending at 10.
The only reason why I asked, I didn't see a rain date. Did you?
We're gonna move it inside because we
Okay.
couldn't get everybody, the food and the
Okay.
music, we couldn't get everybody coordinated. It's not, just
Yeah.
do a little sun dance.
Just trying to
Yeah,
cover you.
I'd rather not be inside because it's so beautiful on the river, we
Okay.
get the sunsets, but that's the plan.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyone else? Motion? Motion to approve by Commissioner McGill, second by Commissioner Kinch. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, 7-0. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have public comment. Anyone like to speak? On Zoom? Lastly, we have motion for adjournment.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Kinch, second by Commissioner McGill. Did you have a public on liquor?
On liquor?
No worries. We have a motion by Commissioner McGill, was it? Second by Commissioner Kinch?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, 7-0. We are adjourned at 7:57 PM. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to welcome everyone to the regular scheduled meeting of the Cumberland Town Council, and I do apologize for us being a little tardy in the executive session. I'm going to call this meeting together at 7:57 PM, and for the record, all council members are indeed present. If everybody would join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next item, as we move down our agenda with 3 general announcements. Council, does anyone have any general announcements they'd like to share? Seeing none, we're going to move on. The next item is our consent agenda. If, does any council members have any issue or would like to pull out any item from the consent agenda? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda. So moved by Councilor Shaw, second by Councilor McGill. All in favor to approve, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The consent agenda passes by a vote of 7-0. Next item is our first public comment of the evening. If anybody would like to address the council on any topic, just please step to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Sir, did you want to? You can speak the last one anytime you want. Does anybody want to address the council on the first public comment? We got one more shot at it, so don't you worry. Okay, we're going to move now. Next item down is reports and communications. We have reports out of executive session as may be necessary. The council took no votes in executive session. And next item, we have item B under that line item 6 is our update from our school committee. Chairwoman Vogel, thank you.
Good evening, Amy Vogel, 10 Wampum Trail, Cumberland. Well, it's the start of a new school year already. I cannot believe it, for the 26, 27 class. And on August 26th, grades 1 through 9 return, and on August 27th, all grades return. So normally we had started after Labor Day, but Labor Day being so late, we're starting before. The next thing is enrollment. Enrollment this year is 5,171 students. We are up 88 students from the same time last year, so we continue to grow here in Cumberland. And finally, BF Norton, construction is on time, on budget, so those are two wonderful things to say. And I was assured at the last meeting that it would be completely on time. So, any questions?
Any comments or questions for the chairwoman?
Just one.
Councilor Bolio.
No, do you know when the bus schedule will be published? Because I know that's often inquired. And are there any impacts this year to transportation that you're aware of?
This year, there's no impacts to transportation. We are starting a trial for opt-in, but they don't need to opt in. They can start opting in, but it does not impact bus riders this year. For the 27-28 year, the opt-in model will be used in order to decide how many riders will be on each bus to figure out the capacity of how many buses we actually need. So we're not overspending money on busing. I thought the bus schedule was going to be out today, but it might be tomorrow. I think it might be actually in the Valley Breeze tomorrow, but I could be completely making that up. That's my thought, so. Yeah, thank you. Anything else?
Again, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, we're moving down under our reports and communications section. We are now at monthly and quarterly financial reports ending July 2026. Does anyone have any questions of the mayor on the financials? Seeing none, I'm going to move down. We now have the check register for July 2026. Any questions of the mayor on the check register? We are now down on item E. We have a request from the tax assessor to review and approve July 2026 abatements and supplemental bills. We do have a total for 2026 real estate supplementals for approval in the amount of $8,827.39. There's no questions. I will take a motion to approve. So moved by Councilor Shaw, second by Councilor McGill. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The supplementals are approved by a vote of 7-0. Moving down, we are now at our department reports. We have Animal Control, Building Committee, Building Official, EMS, Library, Parks and Recreation, Planning and Community Development Report, Police Department, Senior Services, in the Town Clerk's Office. Does any council members have any question on those reports? Hearing none, I'm moving on now. We're going to be at number 7, licenses. We're at entertainment license. We have an application for a special event, entertainment license from Blackstone River Glass LLC for the Island Night at BRGC event on September 11, 2026 from 6 o'clock to 10, located at 30 Meeting Street. We do approve, council is pending a promoter's permit. Does anyone have any discussion on this license or comments? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve the license. Motion by Councilor, was it McGill? Second by Councilor Shaw. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The license passes by a vote of 7-0. We're moving down. We are now at an application for a special event entertainment license from Adam Farms LLC for the weekends at the farm, for a farm event on September 12th and 13th, September 18th and 19th and 20th, September 25th, 26th, 27th, October 2nd, 3rd and 4th, October 9th, 10th and 11th, 12th, 16th, 17th and 18th, October 23rd, 24th, 25th, October 30th, 31st, and November 1st of 2026. They will be running from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., located at 158 Birch Swamp. We do approve, it's pending the promoter's permit. Does anybody have any questions on these dates or any of them removed? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve all dates. So moved by Councilor Shaw, second by Councilor McGill. All in favor to approve, say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it by a vote 7-0. Okay, we are now moving down to our next license. We have an application for a special event entertainment license from Franklin Farms for the Cumberland Fire Department Family Day, an event on September 19, 2026, from 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., located at 142 Abbott Run Road. If we do approve, it's pending the promoter's permit. I see Franklin Farms is here. Does anyone have any questions for Franklin Farms on this event?
Just one, if I may.
Of course, Council Bolio.
Just curious if there's a rain date for Franklin Farm? That's where we are. Yep.
Franklin Farm.
Is there a rain date for the September 19th, 2026? I'm not aware of that. Thank you.
If there is no further discussion on this,
I'll make a motion to approve.
I got a motion by Councilor Bolio and a second by Councilor McGill. All in favor to approve the license, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The license passes by a vote of 7-0. Next item, we're moving down now on to licenses number 4. We have an application for a special event entertainment license for Phantom Farm 2 LLC for a Fall Fest event on September 12 and 13, September 19th and 20, September 26th and 27, October 3rd and 4th, October 10th and 11th, October 17th and 18th, October 24 and 25 of 2026, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is located at 2920 Diamond Hill Road. Before I take a motion, does any council want to pull one of these dates to treat it separately?
I would, yes, thank you. So I'm in support of all days except for September 19th. And the reason for that is I think the Franklin Farm event is a full volunteer event, and it's quite close in its proximity to the Phantom Farms. I know, like I said, it's a full volunteer event, and it does help to promote, the culture within the farming community in Cumberland. And so I think having that date distinguished only for Franklin Farm, again, due to the proximity, I think would make the most sense. And as it relates to Adams Farm, I supported all the dates because I think their proximity is much further apart from these two establishments.
Okay, so what I will do is I'll take a motion to approve those in pulling, well, first I'll take a motion. Do we want to remove September 19th?
19th.
September 19th, 2020. Yeah, no,
26th.
I'll. I just want to clarify if I could. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Department is on the 19th. It happens to be at Franklin Farm.
I see. Thank you.
Does that change?
Yes. Yeah, it would be the 26th.
No, thank
oh,
you.
and
I
it
was
is
going to
arranged.
get there. I just didn't know if I had to open a public hearing before I allowed you to speak, but we're good. On this particular item? Okay, I'll open a public hearing for this? Well, I'm just representing the farm. Oh, okay, okay.
Which farm? Phantom Farms.
You need to
Yeah,
come
I'll
to the
bring it to the
microphone.
podium. Yeah, just sit tight. If you want to address the council on your license, of course, if you want to come to the podium. Okay? Come on up. Yeah.
I guess I just want to know if I have to reapply for a different license now. Do I have to reapply if we can't do it on that date?
Well, we haven't made that decision yet, but if we pull it, and I agree with the councilor's view of this, is there any way that this one day could be set aside so that your neighbor farm can have this solo?
Yeah, I'll just talk to the GM, and it's just an event for the kids, so we just wouldn't inflate the bounce houses, do the hay rides, should your
Well, that's very
decision
nice of
be
you.
that.
It's good when we have two that are close by
Thank
to
you.
do that,
Yeah.
so.
As long as we know ahead, just for like scheduling. and
Yeah,
stuff.
well, so what I'll do is, I'm still gonna go ahead, I'll remove it, take a vote on them all, and then we'll leave this one to the side and we'll take a vote separately to deny if you're
Okay.
good with that, okay?
Okay.
All right?
Mr. President,
Yeah.
just to be clear, if you wanted to substitute another date, yes, I think you would have to come back.
We just do it every weekend of September, October for fall, so we wouldn't push it
Okay.
to another date.
Okay.
But thank you.
Why we have Fairfield Farm here, do we have any questions about these events? Councilor Sweet?
I think, what is the situation with parking? Because last year, we had parking spilling over into all of the nearby streets, and we're probably going to reduce parking in all of those neighborhoods to only one side of the street, because otherwise it's a public safety issue. The emergency vehicles can't fit through there. So do you feel that you're gonna have adequate parking with that? Because my concern is we need to make it so emergency vehicles can fit through those neighborhoods. We also don't want to see a trail of people with kids marching up Diamond Hill Road. That seems a little bit dangerous. So have you been able to expand parking?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are working on an alternate plan for all of our Fall Fest dates. We kind of tested it at the vendor fair last weekend, where we opened up down the farm. We had people drive all the way down, and we opened up a parking area down there. So we're contemplating the idea of doing that partially again, and adjusting our hayride schedule so that it can alleviate. We were able to fit about 100 cars down there, and we feel as though it significantly alleviated the side roads last weekend. We really didn't have any, to my knowledge, neighborly complaints or anything like that. So we felt as though that was a good jumpstart to be kinder to our neighbors.
I guess one of my other questions would be when you're, wow, I just forgot my question when I went to speak. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Whoops.
Join the club, Councilor.
Yeah, what was that? One of my other questions would be around police detail, because I know you've had a police detail at one point. We requested a police detail. I noticed on here you only say 100 people in attendance, but that seems unlikely for an event that last year filled multiple streets on both sides, plus your parking lot, plus part of Diamond Hill Road with cars. So does that number need to be updated to something more realistic?
So
because
when-
that's what the police go by for public safety.
Yeah, so when we pulled numbers from last year, we averaged about 98 tickets sold per day.
Okay.
But we only charge for the children.
Okay.
So that's 98 children tickets average. There's certainly days where there was more per day. So if you have the grandparents coming and the aunties, and it would lead to more cars. So I don't really know how to answer that properly.
Okay.
There could certainly be more than that in one day.
Okay. I don't really want to, I mean, I think it's very important that the farm succeeds, but I also want to make sure people are safe. So without us requiring a police detail or anything like that, would you take it upon yourself to reach out to the police department and see if they think that it might be, and maybe if they're willing to, I don't know, drive by a few extra times on the first weekend. If it looks crowded, have some more, because if it's needed to direct traffic and keep people safe, I want it to be there. I don't want to put the onus on you guys to maybe pay for something or deal with something that you don't need, but
Yeah,
I
no,
I
we
feel
will
like a
certainly
little
pay
more-
for police detail if
Okay.
that's what's requested. We want everyone to be safe also, and whatever is requested and is wanted by everybody, we will certainly do. That's no problem at all.
Can you maybe give us an estimate of how many people you're expecting, if you're actually counting people, not just tickets sold? Because that would be like, that would be the number that public safety needs to determine, you know, do they need more people for traffic detail? Do they need you guys to have a police detail? Because just the kids, since they usually don't drive.
Right, yeah, so that's why,
like-
yeah.
So, I mean, if we could get an updated number on that, I mean, I would probably be more comfortable voting in favor of it. And it's just trying to get that balance. And I am a little concerned because now that we know we have to limit parking and that's going to be on an upcoming agenda, I just want to make sure we're not spilling out onto Diamond Hill Road with nobody there to help with traffic, because you guys can't really direct traffic on Diamond Hill Road.
Yeah,
That
not on
would,
the road,
you know,
yeah.
It would be dangerous and
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah.
So, you know, I
Yeah.
just want to make sure we have safety and we're also sort of respecting the neighbors and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I can get, I wasn't here for Fall Fest last
Okay.
year, so I'll just have to talk to the GM and the owner and just get their better judgment
Okay.
on what they think the actual attendance was last year versus tickets sold.
Okay.
And car wise, but I will also emphasize to them that making the back parking is now a forefront, and rescheduling our hayride is of importance, so that the cars can park back there and come out.
Yeah, because I imagine you also have additional employees and other people that need to park too, right? It's not
They're not
just
allowed to
the-
park in front during Fall Fest, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and we have, assuming that the no parking ordinance passes when it gets in front of the council in the next few weeks, it does allow for parking on both sides of the farm externally. So it'll be adjacent parking to you, and then it'll just be one side of those streets the other way around.
Okay.
So you'll still have, some areas.
Okay.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. President. So unlike past events where you had vendors, this one does not have any vendors. So therefore, all those parked cars from 40 vendors being there are going to be non-existent, right?
Correct.
So that's good. That helps
Yeah.
at least understand the capacity for which the people that are attending, they're not going to be finding spots because of these 40 vendors taking up most of the parking.
Correct.
But you did have, and this could be just my mind forgetting, but I looked back into some past meetings. You did say you were serving liquor, and that you were applying for an F1, but I don't see any F1 license being issued or applied for. And I went back to
So-
like June to make sure that we didn't do it that prematurely early, and then now you're coming for the regular entertainment license and say that you don't have one.
No, yeah, so, I'm currently figuring that out. We're not. As of right now, there will be no, Phantom Brewing won't be there, if that's usually who we have.
Okay.
I'm the new event court director for Phantom Farms and Phantom Brewing. So as of right now, for Fall Fest, there will not be Phantom Brewing on site. There will be no vendors, no alcohol of any kind. That has been a thing, so no.
But it could come possibly that would affect maybe October if we had a meeting in September and you applied for a license. For those events I want to maybe confirm with the solicitor.
Do you want me to, yeah. So we've talked about this. So Phantom Brewing has a B license and/or a state license. So she's conferring with DBR on what the brewery can do or not do on other properties. They cannot get an F license at Phantom Farm North, I'm calling it,
Okay.
because they now have the winery license.
Well, that was going to be.
So they are unable to get they are unable to ask for an F license going forward. Previously, they didn't have the winery license. That's why they could ask for the F license.
That was going to be my
Yeah.
follow-up one, because I know that was it, that you and I have been talking
Yeah.
whether or not that was issued.
Right,
If that
it
was the
was.
case. So,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
That's
and
fine. So,
I did talk to the state the other day after our conversation. And there are 3 conflicting things. So no, the brewery cannot serve at the farm ever. Right now, it's not a thing.
Yep.
So we are seeking, after we spoke, seeking other ways to potentially have it there. As of right now, it's not going to happen.
okay.
Should that change, I don't know how quick, But as
So-
of right now, with their current license at the brewery, they won't be at the farm. It might be through one of those outside vendors, but we haven't even discussed that.
So the application should read no, there will be no liquor served.
No, no,
That
sorry.
doesn't say that, that's why I brought it up.
Because, when we did apply for it, we did apply, but then we figured out it couldn't, so, I'm
Very good.
sorry, yeah.
Okay, well, I appreciate the
okay.
clarification.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I just ask nobody else? Did you have more employees in that parking lot this last festival? Because it seemed like there were a lot of people moving around.
I was doing parking detail, yeah.
Good. I'm just saying, good for you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank you for
welcome.
doing that.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's been some interest on this. Is there anybody else have any questions of the spokesman for the farm? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have to open a public record if I want to hear a public meeting?
But there's somebody that wants to.
Yeah, I want to get into up here. You would like to address anything, please? Just come to and just state your name and address for the record. You know the routine.
Linda Perillo, 1 Townsend Hill Drive. I'm just concerned about the parking because last year was absolutely horrendous. I know you weren't there, but there was parking on both sides of the road. I couldn't even get out of my street. I had to back down. And so it was better, I have to say, the last event that you had. The fact that you closed that gate and people weren't going in there and then just going up and around. And I did see that people were parking further down. The 100 for attendance is way off, just because of what was parking in front of my house last year. There was a minimum, and there was turnover all day. There was at least 15 cars in front of my property alone. And so, and most of those cars had 4 people in them. And then as far as my understanding with them applying for a liquor license, I the license itself hasn't been issued. So according to DBR, and I did send a letter to Leanne Desolate, until the license is issued, they can apply for a Class F liquor license. And that is the only type of license they can apply for during that time. And then once the license is actually issued, they can then, if they want to serve what is not produced on the farm, they then have to get it through like a caterer license and someone there.
And so we don't regulate state licenses. So a
Okay.
caterer's license is a state license.
Right, so,
The brewery license is a state license, but they also have a town Class B license,
Okay.
which they can't use to serve on other properties.
right,
So I am not advising the town on state licenses.
right,
But I think you're right. I think if they used a caterer, they could.
right.
I thought that the winery license did issue. If it
No,
didn't,
it has not
well,
issued to
but,
date yet,
but
'cause
they're
I
not
called
asking for
today.
the F license.
Yeah,
So,
but I just wanted you, like, when you were saying that since they've gotten the license. they
That's what I
can't
was
apply
told.
for a Class F, but I emailed her today to ask
Yeah.
if the license had been issued.
right, but they're not asking for a Class F, so it doesn't
Okay.
really implicate this, so once that Class F license issues, even if they were to approve an F license, which they're not asking for, they
Okay.
couldn't use it if they had the winery license.
Which they don't have yet until it's issued. Legally, that's
Okay.
what they
Yeah.
told me, so I just wanted to clarify that. And then if, like, there is parking there, what else can be done, like with the overflow, if there is overflow? If parking isn't limited on the roads? Like in the past, when the signs went up like they do for the parade,
Yeah,
when it comes up for parking and to prevent parking, what can be done if that doesn't get issued in time for Fall Fest?
We could still do temporary, yeah, we could still do temporary signs, but we did have, I spoke with all of the chiefs before putting the ordinance together, police, fire, and EMS, and they understood and confirmed that there is not enough room for emergency vehicles with cars parked on both sides, so I'm
No, there
hoping
isn't.
all these wonderful folks up here, I'm hoping at least 4 of them are going to vote with us next time
All right.
to get that parking, in place, and then we'll do our best to get the signs up before all of this is started, because we still have a little bit of time left, because we meet again in 2 weeks. So my hope is that we're going to have ordinance subcommittee within that time, possibly on the same day as our next town council meeting, pass through the ordinance thing, assuming everything is in order, and then be able to vote on it and, get the signs up pretty quickly. But if we need to, we can do temporary signs again.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're
thank you. Anyone else want to speak on this while you're? Okay, so let's get back to the list. So I understand Phantom Farm is willingly going to remove 926, is that right? From your request? So, I'll take a motion to amend this license.
You can vote to approve all the dates except for September
Okay.
26th and then
Makes
take
it-
up
makes it
September
simple.
26th.
Makes it simple. So, with that said and no objection, I'll take a motion, because everything is in order on the farms end. I'll take a motion to approve this license for every day except 9/26/26. So moved by Counselor Sweet. It is second by
Counselor Bolio.
Counselor Bolio. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The license passes by a vote of 7-0. And again, I want to thank you for working with our nonprofit. Okay, we're moving over to our next item. We have an application for a special event license from Ocean State Brewing Company doing business as Phantom Farms Brewing for a parking lot takeover event on September 5th, 2026. These will all be at 26. September 5th, September 20th, October 3rd, and these are all from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., and it's going to be located at 30 Martin Street. Everything is in order. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you voted to approve all of them except for,
September 26th.
and now are you going to take up September 26th?
I certainly will if I have to do that, but if it
Well,
was removed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'll
think
do
you
it
need a
any-
vote on it, yeah.
Okay, well, let's go
Thanks.
back one. So, we approved, the previous dates. Now I will take a motion, to deny the license, or an application for a special event entertainment license for Phantom Farm 2 LLC, for Fall Fest for the date of 9/26/26. Do I have a motion? So moved by Counselor Bolio, it is second by Counselor Sweet.
Yep.
All in favor to deny, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The license is denied by a vote of 6-1. Okay, thank you. So we're moving on to our next, again, special event license for Ocean State Brewing, doing business as Phantom Farms. Brewing for parking lot takeover event September 5th, September 20th, October 3rd, all of 2026 from 12 to 6 p.m. This is located at 30 Martin Street. For the council, everything is indeed in order. Is anybody here from the farm on this particular event? Please, or do you step up, tell us what this is going to entail?
These are our concert series. We do them in the parking lot. They're really great events, big turnout for these. We usually anticipate at least 500 guests to attend. The bands go right on the loading dock outside. It's really fun. We serve our beer. There's usually 2 food trucks there. I don't know what they will be yet. They're still pending. But just like all the other ones we've had.
I'll just ask the other ones, not that I know of any problem, but is there a law enforcement officer hired for those?
I've only been to one. It was a small one in March. There was no police detail requested for that one. And we did hire security to man the gates and
okay,
check
I get
IDs. But I don't know for the others. I think maybe they have police. I would have to double check with that.
Okay.
I can't remember. No, I did call Lieutenant Forrest today and left a message. Because in my portal did say that they requested police detail, so I'm just waiting on a call back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions of Phantom Farm? Mr. Shaw?
Just for clarification purposes, because it says 500 in attendance, right? And that should trigger some sort of detail.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any in the past, you said,
No, I don't know.
that you don't know of?
No, I think there was, but I just
Okay. So
can't confirm
so
it.
the expectation is that there will be a police detail at these events, even though you hired security.
Yes, for
That's a
like the
totally
March.
separate issue. That's like a control thing, but having a police presence and EMS or,
I think that's the next step in my portal that it's like not through yet for the application.
because that's a pretty, or I don't know if EMS or fire, I don't know what
For
the,
the big ones, I think they said they had both EMS and police for the ones that were like over 200 guests.
But we're not.
Last year.
But last year, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not there as far as the portal goes for this event.
I did
to
submit this one.
Okay, okay.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I just want to be clear, if it's not a regulation, and I don't know if it is, about the number of attendees triggering details, then if you want them, then you have to make them a condition of your approval.
Right.
So I don't know if they're in the regulation at 200 people or whatever, but if they're not and you want them there, you have to put it in your approval.
There is a trigger, isn't there, Sandra?
Well,
Do
that's
you
what
know?
I was assumption, but I guess, I don't know.
Chief Desert, I'm sorry.
Each department reviews the application based on the information, will determine whether one is
Okay.
necessary.
Okay, so you'll be in,
So she might be at the point where she's waiting to hear from one of the departments about whether one is
Yeah.
required.
Okay.
Yeah, I left a message with Lieutenant Forrest today because it said that they wanted police detail. So I reached out and I'm waiting for a call back.
so they said they wanted one.
It's what it said in the portal. There's like a message and it says police detail requested. Please call Lieutenant Forrest at,
Okay.
so to coordinate.
Because we don't want to put an undue burden on the business if it's not gonna deny it, but if he's saying that, I would probably make the motion to add the police detail. Go ahead. Sorry.
Isn't it, it's already part of, it's gonna be in that
Yeah, it's
packet. I don't think we have to say that.
Okay.
We've never done that, do we? We've,
Yeah, sure we have. You know, we'll hear from Chief Desert. Do you want to comment on this? Just come up here so we can.
Do you want me to leave?
So I would like to say that they do contact us through the portal.
Yeah.
There is a trigger number. I don't know if it's identical across public safety agencies. But historically, I've always suggested, well, mandated that an EMS detail be there. And a few times, like a week before, they email me to cancel and say that we haven't had the ticket sales, so we cancel. This happened to the last one.
Okay.
On Sunday, I think it was a couple weeks ago. And there was a medical event there. So there's no way for me to actually drive by and count the amount of people there, like, when I'm off duty. So it's sort of this gray area, but I can tell you moving forward, I'm not gonna allow them just to cancel because they won't have their ticket sales, because there's no way for me to verify that, and I'm not gonna put this public safety at risk, so, I'd just like to say that.
Okay, thank you. Mr. McGill.
So is there an event this weekend on the 22nd?
On the 22nd or the 23rd.
Yeah, I think the 22nd, because there's a police detail that's
One of those dates, yeah.
scheduled for that.
Yeah.
So if that's similar to what's going on here, I don't know what that event is, but if it's similar to,
It's the same
so I'm assuming.
parking
that-
lot takeover
yeah,
series.
So I'm assuming that they end up getting the details.
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so,
That's my assumption, but
Yes.
you talk to Lieutenant Forrest and.
Yeah.
All right.
so if they had one there, can I just clarify, was EMS there as well on the last one?
Not this last one, because they emailed me to cancel it.
Yeah.
They said they had only sold like 100 tickets, so, I applied and said, okay, we'll cancel the detail. And I get people texting me, oh, there's a big event going on at Phantom Farms, the fire department's down here, where is the EMS? And then there's an incident. So, moving forward, I'm just not gonna,
Okay.
This is just informational, since you're new to the role. I just
Yeah.
wanted to let you know that we did pass an ordinance at the last meeting that, as you start going forward, we're asking that everyone apply 6 weeks in advance for licenses, just for situations like this,
Yes.
just to make sure that public safety and everybody has a chance to weigh in. So I just want to make sure you're
Yeah,
aware,
the,
'cause it's new and you're new. And
Yes, yeah, Paige told me, so now I'm doing the state, I have it in my agenda is that 8 weeks out, I apply for the state permit. That should come in by time for the 6 weeks, so. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yep, you're welcome.
Any other questions of the applicant?
No.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Any motions or further discussion by the council on this license?
Motion to approve?
I got a motion to approve by Councilor Sweet. Do I have a second? Second by Councilor McGill. All in favor of approve, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The license passes by a vote of 7-0. Thank you. Next item, we're moving down. We are now at number 6, an application for a special event license for Franklin Farm for the Harvest Festival event on September 26, 2026, with a rain date of September 27, 2026. This is 9 to 5 p.m., located at 142 Abbott Run Valley Road. If we do approve this license, it's pending the insurance certificate. Mr. Mudge, did you want to comment on that, or do we even need, so we're quite familiar with that? Did someone stick their hand and wanted to comment on that? Okay. If I don't see any discussion from the council members, I'll take a motion to approve it.
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Bolio. It has been seconded by Councilor was it Shaw? All in favor to approve the license, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This license passes by a vote of 7-0. We are now at old business. The first item we have on up for public hearing is ordinance 26-06. It's an ordinance amending the code of ordinance regarding the disposition of public property. This was tabled from July 15th, 2026 council meeting. And before we go, I am going to need a motion to accept the A version of this ordinance.
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Bolio.
Second.
Second by Councilor Sweet and Shaw. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are now dealing with 2606A as amended. I'm going to open the public hearing at 8:34 p.m. Chairwoman Bolio.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we did hear this ordinance today in our subcommittee, and it received favorable passage of 3-0. What it does address is the disposition of property that could include equipment as well as real estate property itself. And it was intended to streamline the processes for both of those areas. And in part, as it relates to the vehicle and equipment, that they will leverage the state bid list or some other, public mechanism like that. And I don't know if you want to add anything, as you've been working so hard in this, Counselor Sweet.
Just the original intention of redoing this ordinance was to give us more options. Before this, we only had one pretty lengthy, convoluted way to sell property that the town had that it might have an interest in selling. This gives us a host of options, all still requiring approval from the council. And it is in keeping with what our neighbors are doing in the same type of situation. The only major difference is that I did leave the original system in place. We just have additional streamlined options now.
Excellent. Thank you. So what I'll do, since the public comment is open, is anybody in the audience would like to comment on ordinance 26-06A as amended? I see no one in the chamber. Madam Clerk, anyone joining us virtually? Okay. So with that said, I'm going to close the public hearing at 8:36 p.m. and leave any motions or comments to the council.
Sure, question.
Mr. Bradley.
Is this going to allow us to sell property out on the open market?
Yes.
Okay.
We could sell it through a real estate agent. We could sell it through a public auction. We could sell it to a neighboring property owner if they weren't trying to develop it. It gives us a whole host of options, and vehicles and equipment can be sold through sites that are like public auction sites like MuniBid, so sort of eBay for local government stuff. So it gives us a whole host of options for the best way to sell things and get the best price. And we would, of course, be voting on them before anything was sold.
Yeah, the muni bid for equipment, I brought that up about 5 or 7 years ago. Nothing was ever done with it, so that I'm good to see. However, I don't think the town should be in the real estate business, other than to sell it to an abutting property owner that's gonna add it to their property.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other comments?
I just want to be clear on the surplus equipment, and I want to review this for a sec here. the mayor is the one that would sell the surplus goods in consultation with a town department. So
Right.
that would not come to you. I
Okay.
just want to clarify that. Real estate always comes to you, but the surplus equipment would go on the muni bid or similar site. That's at section F, line 95.
This is where we also have that.
I think the
Yeah, we
mayor
have a
has a
typo.
question.
It's my reading. First of all, I appreciate the council taking up this ordinance, and I mentioned it for those who are history buffs. This was actually passed in 1996. I'm not actually, well, actually, it was probably 1997. But I'm not sure it was ever actually executed in any manner. But it is my reading under on section A, where the town council shall determine by resolution the manner in which the real or tangible property is to be sold. So I do believe that, I could be mistaken, but I do think that whatever the town was looking to sell, there would be a resolution informing you as to what was being sold and the manner in which it was being sold, and you would have an opportunity to weigh in on whether or not you thought that was appropriate. That's my reading, but I could be mistaken. And
Well-
then the only other thing is there needs to be, during the committee, there was a spelling error on
Yep.
line
Line
101 that
101.
needs to be repaired. Thank you.
So if you do want input on the surplus equipment, we should change line 95 to, sorry, line 96, when the mayor in consultation with the relevant town department determines, and then, yeah,
Okay. We will pause.
is the typo qualified? Okay.
I'm sorry, what line was the typo?
101.
And that should be qualified, right? Can we correct those on the fly, or I need a B?
Yeah, no, you can correct them.
Okay. Madam Solicitor, the second line after 101 was what? 89? 96?
But we're not on Zoom again, right? Are we on Zoom?
No, I won't do anything.
Okay.
I'm just getting ready, that's all.
You're on? Sandra, Art's live.
Yes. Of course, you want me to take a, council doesn't mind, I'm just gonna take a 3-minute recess. Give her credit for that. can't complain. Absolutely. You know how tough it is to sweep in that league? Okay. The town council is back in session. Just to give us a quick recap, we are now at ordinance 2606. A is amended. We have closed the public hearing on this ordinance at 8:36. And now we are just discussions from the council. I do have two corrections we're gonna make, and I'll take those in a second. I know on line 101, we're gonna fix the word, correctly spell it to qualified, and there was one more correction you wanted to make on 96, Madam Solicitor?
No, it was, we're gonna make a slight amendment because, we wanna, oh, sorry. Because we want to, ensure that there's no confusion, so we're gonna, amend line 101 where it says, it starts above that, the mayor or his designee is authorized. We're going to say the mayor or his designee upon approval by the council is authorized to enter into an agreement. And that way it's just clear that the council has to approve any sale of property.
And that's, you said 101?
Yes.
So that's the same line as qualified?
Yes.
So we're just making those two changes on line 101?
Yes.
Okay. Madam Clerk, do you have those changes? Okay. So, is there any other questions? So I'm going to take a motion to approve 26.
Motion to amend.
Excuse me, you're correct. A motion to amend 2606A by making changes to lines 101 that were suggested by Councilor Sweet. And you have those, Madam Clerk, right? Okay, so all in favor to approve those changes, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? I'm sorry.
I made the motion.
Okay, good. Second was Councilor Shaw. All in favor to amend, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are now again dealing with 2606A as amended. So with that said, is there any other comments? I will take a motion on the amended.
The only comment I'll make is just to sort of counter Counselor Bradley. I don't understand how it would make sense for the town to own property that we may not need, that maybe we acquired in some way and then could benefit from selling and not have the right to sell it unless we sold it to an abutter, which would automatically privilege any abutter that already owned property to continue to get more property. It doesn't really make any sense to me, so I'm hoping the rest of the council is going to vote to approve this so that the town has more flexibility to sell things that it has that it maybe doesn't need or that it could benefit by selling, since more money for the town is always good.
Thank you, Council.
And I will counter that with, if you sell a piece of property and you build a house, you sell that piece of property for one-time money, you now bring kids into the school department. We've never adjusted our impact fees. So that just goes right on the homeowner that's already here.
Well,
So yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
and anytime we're going to adjust those upwards, I will vote with you on that.
All set. No further discussion. Okay, so what I'll do now is I will go to I got a motion to approve, and it was seconded, so I'm going to go to the roll call. Councilor Bradley?
No.
Councilor Mativia? Councilor Shaw? Councilor McGill?
Yes.
Councilor Sweet?
Yes.
Councilor Bolio?
Yes.
The chair also votes yes. The ordinance passes by a vote of 6-1 with Councilor Bradley in the negative. Okay, we're moving down to our next ordinance for public hearing. We're at 26-17A. We have an ordinance amending the zoning ordinances of Town of Cumberland, Rhode Island. This was tabled from July 15th, 2026. At that council meeting, I do need a motion to accept 26-17A.
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Bolio, second by Councilor Shaw. All in favor to amend, say aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, the ordinance is amended by a vote of 7-0. I will open the public hearing at 8:49 PM. Chairwoman Bolio.
Thank you, Mr. President. So this ordinance amends the stormwater management, flood hazards, soil erosions, and sediment control and utilities to comply with Department of Environmental Management requirements. And I'm reading from the letter on page 5. So the ordinance improves the required language that wasn't passed in the April ordinance, which council approved on April 15th. And we are changing the language from stormwater basins to stormwater control measures. Additionally, the planning department wanted to provide guidance on implementation and design of buffers when commercial or industrial zones about agriculture, open space, or residential zones. And the ordinance was seen by the planning board at their June 25th meeting, continued to the July 30 meeting, where their recommendations received a 9-0 vote, passing unanimously. And then the state has requested that the ordinance be updated by the end of August. So this was heard also this evening in ordinance subcommittee, and it received favorable passage on a 3-0 vote.
Thank you very much, Counselor. I'm going to go to the members of the public. Would anybody in the public like to speak on this ordinance? Seeing none, I'm going to move virtually. Is anybody joining us virtually who wants to speak on this ordinance? Okay, no one's got their hand up, so I will close the public hearing at 8:50 and leave any comments or motions to the council.
So just, I would commend the Director of Planning and Community Development for the summary, because it was great and made it easy for a complex ordinance to understand all of the changes, and I would move passage of that ordinance.
I got a motion to pass by Councilor Bolio. Do I have a second? I got a second by Councilor Shaw. I'll go to the roll. Councilor Bradley? Councilor Mativia? Councilor Shaw? Councilor McGill?
Yes.
Councilor Sweet?
Yes.
Councilor Bolio?
Yes.
The chair also votes yes. This ordinance passes by a vote of 7-0. Moving down on our next item, we are at ordinance 26-18. We have an ordinance amending Chapter 38, Article 3, entitled Parking, Stopping, and Standing of the Town of Cumberland's Code of Ordinances, presented by the council president on behalf of the administration. I'm going to open the public hearing at 8:51. Turn it over to Chairwoman Bolio.
Thank you again, Mr. President. So this too was heard in ordinance subcommittee meeting this evening. It too received favorable passage on a 3-0 vote. What this ordinance does is it amends the ordinance to add Hope Street to the list of locations for accessible parking signage. I know Councilor Mativier did interact with the police department to ensure, this was a right best fit. We asked that a letter be submitted. I think it typically accompanies this. So we'll do that as a pending action. But again, it received favorable passage.
Thank you, Councilor Bolio. Before I go to the public, Mr. Mativia, did you want to speak on this?
I did speak with the chief, and he is having them send over a letter.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. I will go to the members of the public. Does anybody want to speak on this ordinance? Seeing none, anybody joining us virtually? I'm going to close the public hearing at 8:53. Take any comments or motions from the council.
I would make a motion to approve,
Councilor
pending
Bolio,
the receipt of the letter from the chief.
Councilor Bolio makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second by Councilor Shaw. We'll go to the roll. Councilor Bradley. Councilor Mativia. Councilor Shaw. Councilor McGill.
Yes.
Councilor Sweet.
Yes.
Councilor Bolio.
Yes.
The chair also votes yes. The ordinance passes by a vote of 7-0. Okay, we're moving down now. We are at new business. First, we have a claim by Mr. Mark Costello. We are referring that to the Finance Subcommittee. I also have a claim from Jason Barry. We'll refer to the Finance Subcommittee as well. Nojahan Meiman, I'm going to refer that to the Finance Committee as well. That's our third claim. Next on our agenda is appointments. The first appointment we have is the Deputy Parks and Recreation Director, Ms. Susan Clark. Mayor, did you want to comment on this appointment?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. So Ms. Clark has been in an acting capacity for a little while and has been doing an outstanding job and is replacing the previous Deputy Parks and Rec Director up at the Lodge, Mackenzie. So we'd ask you for a favorable passage. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Does anyone have any comments on this before I ask for the approval? Yes. Oh, okay. Why don't you put her on? Thank you. Susan, welcome, and thank you for the job you did filling in when we needed you.
Oh, thank you very much. It's
Does
been,
anybody, we won't keep you, I'm sure. Does anyone have any questions for the applicant? Ms. Clark, we have no questions for the applicant. Your work spoke for itself, so I'm going to take a motion to approve this appointment.
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Sweet, with second by Councilor Shaw. All in favor to approve, say aye. Any opposed? The appointment passes by a vote of 7-0. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Clark.
Thank you
Next
very
item
much.
on our agenda, we're moving down to our Senior Center Assistant. We have Ms. Tracy Goyette. Mayor Motto.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. I don't know if Tracy is on the call or not, and I must admit that I was not part of the interview process here, but she received the necessary approvals from Mr. Crawley and Chief of Staff Brailsford, and we would ask you to favorably act upon the appointment of Tracy Goyette.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, you said she was online or no? Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you so much. If there's no further question or discussion on this appointment, I'll take a motion to approve Ms. Goyette. Motion by Councilor Shaw, second by Councilor McGill. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The appointment passes by a vote of 7-0. Moving down, we have an appointment for accounts payable. We have Kathy Bilodeau. I will, Mayor, did you want to handle this one as well?
Ms. Bilodeau is actually in attendance this evening, so.
Haven't had the pleasure, though. Welcome.
Yeah, this position, if the council remembers, was held previously by our new deputy finance director, and so Ms. Bilodeau, we're very pleased to have her on staff and would be asking for your approval tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for the applicant? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve the appointment.
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Bolio, second by Councilor McGill. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The appointment, congratulations, passes by a vote of 7-0. We're moving down our agenda now. We are now at resolutions. We're at Resolution 26-35. We have a resolution authorizing and empowering Mayor Jeffrey J. Mutter to purchase one 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cab from Liberty Chevrolet in a total not to exceed $49,299. Chief Desert.
Good evening. So the previous resolution back in June, the Ford F-150 that was listed on that resolution was no longer available. We were unable to find any Ford F-150 that met that from any vendor in the New England region. So we would have had to order one, but the time constraints on the lease are required that we had to use that money, those funds, by the end of September, I believe, or early September. So we're able to locate this 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500, which is certainly will satisfy our needs as far as trailering and moving the special operations trailer.
Any questions on this? Chief, I'll just have one before I go on and look at it.
Sure.
How many miles are on it?
On the new vehicle?
Are
It's
they
brand new.
2025?
Yeah,
brand
it is.
new?
It is brand new.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So I asked the same question. Yes, it is brand new.
Any questions of the chief on this purchase? Okay. Thank you, chief.
The next one's mine too, so.
You want to stay right up here then?
Motion to approve.
Second, do I have a second? So I got a motion to approve second by Counselor Shaw. All in favor to approve Resolution 2635, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The resolution passes by a vote of 7-0. Moving down, we're at Resolution 2636. We have a resolution authorizing empowering Mayor Jeffrey J. Mutter to enter an agreement with Strobes and More for the purchase and installation of the emergency warning equipment, vehicle console, accessories, and related uplifting for a 2025 Chevy Eldorado, Silverado 1500, and the amount not to exceed $18,919.98. Chief Desert.
So this will allow for the upfitting of the deputy's vehicle, lights, siren, center console, mounting equipment, et cetera. Also, installation of a radio and antennas, et cetera.
Thank you. Any questions of the chief on this purchase? Hearing none or no discussion, I'll take a motion to approve. So moved by Counsel Sweet, second by Counselor Shaw. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The purchase is approved by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Next item, we're moving down to Resolution 2637. We have a resolution authorizing empowering Mayor Jeffrey J. Mutter to engage in M.E. O'Brien and Sons, Inc. for the purchase and installation of equipment at Valley Falls Heritage Park in the amount not to exceed $86,778.50. Mayor Mutter. Oh, excuse me, Ms. King.
All right, so good evening, counselors. Thank you as always for your time tonight. It was almost 2 years ago exactly to the day that I stood in front of you on August 21st to ask for the approval for the E.W. Berman contract to begin construction at the Amaral Building, which is interesting considering now I stand before you asking for approval for this next phase of the project. As you all know, the Amaral Building construction is complete. The building is open. It's been really successful and nice to see all the programming that people of all ages have been able to enjoy in there. But as you may recall, and I do have a few brief slides, we had two kind of funding buckets that I would describe for this project. The first was the $1 million we had received from the Community Development Block Grant, and that $1 million was solely for the Amaral Building. That saw us from design through construction of the building. Then there was a second grant, which was through the state and is a multi-purpose community learning center grant. That was $3.1 million. Now that grant allowed us to complete the Amaral Building, but the additional funds were to be used at Valley Falls Heritage Park, with the idea being that they're so close together that it would be a great way to invest in the space to try to connect those two spaces together. So we are able to use the grant funds for the park so long as they directly and jointly enable education, health, and job training. So that kind of brings us to where we're at right now. When we received those funds, again, as you may recall, we did a lot of community engagement around what people wanted to see at the park, and I appreciate everyone's support during that process. Whether it was coming to the community dinner or the design workshops, all of those things led us to creating a master plan for Valley Falls Heritage Park, which was always intended to be a long-term plan with several phases. The first phase being funded by this grant to build an outdoor classroom and some connectivity from the Amaral Building to the park. So there were kind of a lot of conversations, as you can see from this graphic that was made during our community engagement, about what people wanted to see, what was allowed to happen at the park with our covenant from DEM, which is really about passive recreation. But a lot of the common themes were education, gathering spaces, places for field trips with the Tourism Council right there through the Blackstone River watershed. So that really is why we focused on getting an outdoor classroom space. And as you can see, this picture kind of shows you the area of the park where the classroom is going to be placed. It's going to be placed on the main island portion of the park, if you're familiar with Heritage Park. There had been some discussion about doing kind of amphitheater style in the grading. That was not feasible. And quite frankly, it makes the most sense to do it on the flattest portion where people can gather and see the water, be close to the water. So that's why we focused on that main island space. So the proposal that you see before you from Emmy O'Brien and Sons will replace the existing picnic tables that you see in this photograph. We'll put in a new trash receptacle, and then in the open space that you see on the island, there will be a large shade structure. There will be amphitheater style benches placed underneath that shade structure, and a stage will actually be built and installed under the shade structure as well. The installer will do grading in that area. They will actually be removing the grass in the square portion where the shade structure is to allow for easier maintenance, and we'll be putting in a compacted granite so that we're able to maintain that space and maintain ADA accessibility there. This doesn't show the stage, but this shows you the type of shade structure that we're going to be installing, the benches, the new picnic tables, and the trash can. And Emmy O'Brien and Sons was eager to help us with this project, and we had a timeline that they were able to meet, and they are part of a cooperative purchasing agreement, which allowed us to engage with them directly. The name may sound familiar to you. We've worked with them several times before, whether on the Monastery playground, and the school department has used them for all of the new elementary school playgrounds, which have been very successful. So we're just looking to kind of really kick off this next portion of the project and tie together two really special places in Valley Falls. So with all that being said, I respectfully ask for passage, and I welcome any questions that anyone may have.
Thank you, Ms. King. I do have a question if no one else is. Ms. King, what's the timeline for completion on this?
So everything soup to nuts will be installed by the end of October.
Okay. I'll be one quick. I'll pass this maybe even on to the mayor. We build it, it's there. Do we have, or we'll have a program to maintain it? I mean, is this something, the classroom space by a whim that the BF Norton can walk over to? Or are they gonna be able to call and secure it and it's clean?
Yeah, I mean, it's a public park. They wouldn't need to call us to secure it. I know they do a walking field trip, usually to the park every year. Anyway, they usually stop at Town Hall and have lunch at the park. We specifically designed materials picked materials that were going to be very easy to maintain. That's also why we're taking out that grass area. Okay. Everything will be installed into the ground. It's not movable. The shade structure she has in very large parks in cities that haven't been damaged and things like that. So will we have to maintain it? Yes. Is it something that's specifically designed to be very easy to maintain? Also, yes. The stage is going to be like that fake wood, I can't think of the name, and there's going to be an anti-slip material put on it, so it should be easy to clean.
I just want to know, if they're going to walk down there, as we say spontaneously, we're going to hold the class there. When they get there, are they going to be surprised that they can't use it after they move that group of kids a few blocks down? That's all.
Yeah, I mean, we will make every effort to maintain it as best as humanly possible.
Mr. Mativia?
Thank you. The entrance that was originally designed to connect it, is that not happening at all? It just postponed, or?
So that is part of a different grant. That's a streetscape specific grant. The primary focus of that grant, which we're in the works of getting underway, is a crosswalk that we've gone back and forth with public safety a little bit on exactly where that crosswalk should be, and whether we can elevate it or not, in terms of snow plowing, fixing the sidewalks, and then doing some tree plantings, clearing the overgrown brush, and creating a more visible entryway from that portion of Mill Street.
So there will be an entrance there?
Yes.
Okay, and any of the other, so that is, I thought it was off the table, so it's still going
So
forward?
the entry from Mill Street will still be happening, and our goal is, I mean, ideally, I'd love to see the entire park redone. We're actively applying for grants for other phases, but we're trying to take it in manageable pieces at a
Right.
time.
So those two phases are the ones that are going to be going forward?
Those are the ones that we have secured funding
Perfect.
for and will be executing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other questions, Ms. King?
Man, just a comment.
Counselor Bolio.
Just excited to see this coming together and that there's more outdoor spaces to welcome the public to. I know how big the attendance now is at the Diamond Hill Park, and the monastery is always full of people enjoying the outdoors. So really happy to see this. Thank you.
Yes, us too. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you, Ms. King. Okay, with that said, if there's no further comment, I'll take a motion to approve Resolution 2637.
So,
So
second.
moved by Counselor Mativia. It was second by Counselor Bolio.
Yes.
And I will take for, excuse me, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The resolution passes by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you, counselors.
Thank you. Nice job, Sarah. We're moving down now to item D, where ordinance for presentation and permission to advertise. First one, we have ordinance 2619. We have an ordinance authorizing temporary parking on Tower Hill Road on September 7th on westbound from 100 feet before pole 60 and continuing to pole 61, presented by Council President Kinch. It's referred to the ordinance subcommittee. Next, we have ordinance 2620. We have an ordinance amendment of the Code of Ordinances, amending the zoning map thereof with reference to Cumberland Assessors Plat 058, lots 81, 82, and 83. We're going to refer this to the ordinance subcommittee. We are now at ordinance 26-21. We have an ordinance authorizing the placement of a stop sign at the intersection of Rabbit Hill Road and England Street, presented by Councilor Bolio. We're going to refer this to the ordinance subcommittee. Ordinance 26-22, we have an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance related to data centers, presented by Councilor Sweet, also referred to the ordinance subcommittee. Next, we have ordinance 26-23. We have an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance of the town of Cumberland, Rhode Island, presented by the council president on behalf of the administration. Moving down, we are at 7. We have ordinance 26-24. We have an ordinance establishing a no parking zone on Thompson Hill Drive, Thomas Drive, and Westbrook Drives, presented by Councilor Sweet. I'm going to refer that as well to the ordinance subcommittee. No discussion. I'm going to move on. The next item is our public comment section. If anybody would like to address the council, please step to the podium, state your name and address for the record. We'll see how far it goes.
All right.
Let me just get my clock out here.
Good evening, council members. I'm Janet Preventure. I live at 3383 Menden Road in Cumberland. I've written something. It's a little later than I anticipated it to be, so I'm going to shorten it up a little bit. I wanted to talk with you tonight about flock cameras and flock safety, and the cancellation of our town's contract with Flock Safety, as well as the removal of their ALPR cameras. I reached out to the council via email with several articles, as well as some letters from the ACLU of Rhode Island, and requested this topic be added to this meeting's agenda. Coincidentally, just before I sent my email, the ACLU sent you an email of their own with the same request. As a woman from East Providence has now filed a federal lawsuit against the town for use of their flock cameras to allegedly misidentify her and lead to her wrongful arrest. So I was informed I could speak at the public comment section. I pushed back because I feel like this is a very important issue. And I was then contacted by Council President Kinch that I was welcome to speak during the comment, that we will have a complete review as soon as we discuss with town solicitor due to the pending lawsuit. Very much heard. So as we await the complete review, I'd like to speak briefly about the dangers of flock safety, what they do with our information, and what anyone can do with our information.
and they urge the council to do the right thing for our town and for our neighbors. For those who don't know, the acronym ALPR stands for Automated License Plate Reader, which is the designation Flock has given their cameras installed all around the country. However, these cameras capture a whole lot more than just your license plate. These cameras capture your car, your roof and back racks, bumper stickers, and even you. At any point, an investigator can go into a search system Flock cameras use and look up your vehicle. They'll then be granted access to every photo taken of your car by Flock camera in the past 30 days by cameras in their jurisdiction. This means they can piece together your daily routine. They can see when you pick up your prescriptions at CVS, when you drop your kids off at their high school, when you fill your gas tank at Cumberland Farms. Did I mention that the cameras I just listed are all currently active on Mendon Road in these exact locations? You might think, oh, well, if an investigator is the only person who can see what I've been up to, that must not be too bad, not too unsafe. Though you may be told that your daily routine is only to be viewed by officers of the law for 30 days after the photos were taken, they are far from the only people who can see it, and for only a fraction of the time that Flock Safety has granted themselves. Their updated contracts now grant them the exclusive right to determine and control the method, timing, format, and medium of access to your data, and grant the company a perpetual right to it. In other words, to do with whatever they want forever. That information is terrifying in the hands of anyone, let alone an investigator who may simply be curious about you. Curiosity, it turns out, is all they need as reason to find you in the system. For many search sessions of Flock database, the reason for search was simply listed as investigation, with no further explanation as to why they needed to find someone. Days ago, a Massachusetts police officer was accused of using a Flock camera to stalk her ex-girlfriend by inputting her license plate into the system and tracking her whereabouts. That is, unfortunately, far from the first time, and will most likely not be the last time an officer willfully abused the system to stalk an innocent person. These cameras are also incredibly easy for an outside party to access, and with the right skill set in network administration and cybersecurity, can be routed directly to an individual's system at home. There are almost no safeguards stopping someone from watching your neighbors, your kids, or you from the comfort of their own home. If you're finding this overwhelming and hard to believe, don't worry, so do I. The research deep dive I've done into Flock Safety and their cameras goes much further than what I've mentioned here, and I brought with me some printouts of my sources that I have also emailed to the council, so you can do the research for yourself. If the council is to work in our town's best interest, oops, I skipped a line here. Next year, we are set to renew our contract with Flock Safety, which means our contract is almost up, so there is still hope. If the council is to work in our town's best interest, by this time next year, we could be free of Flock cameras, which, did I forget to mention, continue to record after contract cancellation unless physically removed. I digress. I'm here to warn my neighbors and the council who represent us of the immeasurable danger of Flock Safety's ALPRs and of their chance to rid Cumberland of such a threat. I do hope, after hearing me today, looking in the eyes of a rightfully frightened citizen of Cumberland, that you will do the right thing when it comes to the time and remove Flock surveillance from our streets. Thank you.
And thank you very much. Anyone else? Clap if you like, that's okay. That's not a problem. We do, I did let Jada go a little bit longer. We try to keep it around 3, but, you know, we're gonna be a little lenient. I know this means a lot to a lot of people.
Thanks. My name is Jonah Philibert, also a resident of 3383 Mendon Road in Cumberland. I wanted to speak just a little bit more on the technical side of Flock Safety cameras. I am a development and operational engineer at a medtech company. So part of my work involves vetting software and hardware components that are used in medical equipment, just to lend some credibility to the things that I'm going to say. One of the big tools that I use in determining the safety of software or hardware component is whether or not it has an entry into the National Security Vulnerability Database, which is an open source database filled with discovered vulnerabilities in software and hardware. For context, if I find even one pertinent entry into the database that relates to the device, that is absolutely off the table. We can't have that sort of risk in a medical device. The last time that I checked, Flock camera has 57 entries and 33 confirmed vulnerabilities. I have never seen that many vulnerabilities for a device. I was hoping to explain one of them in a little more detail, using words that might be in terms that people can understand, just so you can see how wide open they are. This particular exploitation takes advantage of what is called diagnostic mode on the camera. Diagnostic mode can be entered by repeatedly pressing the power button on the back of the camera. I want to say ahead of time, these things were all discovered using the right to repair. I'm not divulging Flock secrets here. They've pretty much divulged them themselves. You can press the button repeatedly, or if the camera receives any damage, it will enter diagnostic mode as well. So you can remove the cell card, the camera will remain entirely functional, but it will enter diagnostic mode. From there, the camera will start broadcasting a Wi-Fi hotspot. This is intended for technicians to access the camera's features. Among the features available from the hotspot are the domain name server on port 53, which is, if you're not familiar, kind of like a roadmap of the internet. It's how the device understands where to reach things, meaning a slight edit to that, and you can be sending your traffic to wherever you like instead of the Flock's home servers. It includes the HTTP server on port 8080, which is a transport protocol so vulnerable that if you've attempted to click a HTTP link on your computer before, your browser will warn you, don't click this, your data is vulnerable, you are probably about to get robbed. If all of that is too complicated, and it really isn't, these are sort of entry-level concepts in network administration, they also just expose the camera feed directly on port 1234. The hotspot is password protected, but Flock has hard-coded the exact same password onto every device in plain text. So it's no small wonder that it is common knowledge that the password on Flock cameras is, with a near lethal dose of irony, security. No capitals, no symbols, the same for every camera. These cameras are the sloppiest piece of hardware I've ever had the misfortune of looking into, and I can say with absolute certainty that they have not passed any sort of third-party security audit. These devices are used by law enforcement, a field where a mistake can destroy a life or cost the town a lawsuit, as you know, and I hope that you will remove them at the soonest possibility and put some serious scrutiny into how it came to be these cameras were installed in the first place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Welcome, sir. Just again, state your name and address for the record.
Actually, I only gave myself 2 minutes, so.
Go on.
Hi, my name's Robert Potter, resident of 51 Front Street, apartment 335. I'm addressing the council as a member of Rhode Islanders for Personal Privacy, as well as a Cumberland resident. Speaking in support of ordinance number 26-22, and I want to thank Councilor Sweet for proactively addressing this issue and bringing it to the forefront regarding data centers and potential zoning for data centers in Cumberland. From the perspective of a RIP member, we do oppose data centers across the state. Well, you might ask yourself, how does personal privacy and data centers kind of mix? It's less on the direct impacts of data centers in terms of their physical presence, more in how the impact of how data centers are used, particularly in terms of artificial intelligence and AI models. Just in terms of like how data is collected to build those AI models and to train those AI models, just constantly hoovering up personal information through people's internet usage, as well as just how some end users are using those AI models in terms of business use. From the perspective of a Cumberland resident, I oppose it personally, just in terms of the direct impacts they have on communities, not only in the direct energy, increased energy costs for other residents in the town, but also in the long-term impact for maintenance costs for upsized utilities that are required to meet the demands of these AI data centers. Additionally, there's potential increased water usage for some of these, but there are also different design models that use air-cooled technology rather than water-cooled. That said, those air-cooled models do tend to have other impacts, especially some or data centers that use turbine generators, which present concerns related to air quality for surrounding residents, as well as health effects due to increased noise, both in the long-term and short-term health effects on that. So in that case, we do oppose them from that perspective as well. Thank you.
Thank you for coming down, sir. Anyone else can address the town council on any topic if they wish. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you for your time. My name is John Downey. I'm from 61 Pinehurst Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island. I'm here tonight on behalf of both Rhode Islanders for Personal Privacy and Climate Action Rhode Island. And first and foremost, I would like to also indicate my support for Ordinance 2622 as well. I think it's incredibly insightful. As was stated just before, the environmental impacts are never overstated. The water usage, the pollutants that are emitted during construction and after construction. The noise has been consistently complained about by just about every community that's had one built. And the use of turbines has also been proven to pollute as well in the instances that those are used. As for the flock cameras, I agree with everything that's been said already. I'm from Providence, which is a city that has many flock cameras as it is. I can safely say that very few people feel safer for having them there. A lot of people feel more paranoid. Morale is lower. Recently, it was discovered that, similarly to what has been stated before, these cameras can lock onto the Bluetooth signatures put out by people's phones, despite the company's insistence that that's not the case. Many police officers, including a police officer from Pawtucket, have come forward and expressed their concerns involving the security of these cameras. And for those reasons, I am against them being really anywhere. So thank you for your time. Have a good night.
Thank you very much for your comments. Sir, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. President.
It's my pleasure.
My name is Randall Rose. Unfortunately, I am also from Providence, 20 Lewis Street in Providence. And also a member of Rhode Islanders for Personal Privacy, like some of the Cumberland residents and non-residents who have spoken. I came here mainly to support the data center ordinance by Councilwoman Sweet, 2622. But I feel that as a non-resident of Cumberland, I really should leave it to Cumberland residents to decide on this. I think it's great that residents are speaking up more and more in their communities and wanting to have a voice, because you know, a lot of the national leaders or even some of the state leaders have been saying, let's just build data centers all over the place and not really giving local residents a voice. And I think we have more democracy at the local level. I think it's really important for local residents to decide, do we want to have these costs and repercussions from data centers? Places that have lots of data centers often find that the place is physically hotter just because it's so hard to cool a place with 1,000 computers in it, and each generation of computers generates more and more heat and has more and more difficulty cooling. I'm a former software engineer, so I know about that. So I don't want to be heavy-handed, but I'm glad that residents of Cumberland are starting this discussion and deciding what kind of policy they want to have on data centers, because it should be up to the residents. And I think, we are not an anti-tech group, but we believe that the people should have a voice on the main tech issues of our time, which includes surveillance cameras, artificial intelligence, and data centers. Those are the three issues we concentrate on. And I didn't have anything prepared about flock cameras, but usually when a town's flock camera contract is up for renewal, I prepare a legal analysis of the contract, and I have not specifically looked through Cumberland's contract yet, but in every town's contract I've seen, just continuing the point that Robert made earlier, every town's contract I've seen bans the town from doing its own independent security audit of flock cameras. It says you cannot independently look into the device to see what its security vulnerabilities are. They prohibit that legally. And that's part of how the flock cameras are so unreliable, so open to hacking. And of course, in modern warfare, one of the first things that's targeted in modern warfare is they hack into these systems. So, so it makes it open to foreign militaries, hackers, and all sorts of people. But I'm glad that people are starting this discussion, and I realize this is just about putting the one ordinance out to advertise, and flock isn't even on the official agenda yet, but these are going to be important going forward. So thanks for addressing them.
Thank you. Anyone else? We'll let them, I'll just let the folks that know that we will have Councilor Sweet's ordinance in front of us. This is, as you know, this was just to advertise it. We will have a public hearing on that. And of course, being a public meeting, you're more than welcome to attend that public hearing. So we have someone, I'll finish, I think this, Miss, did you want to address the council? Please. Just state your name and address for the record.
Hi, so my name is Natalia Rosemill. I'm also with Rhode Islanders for Personal Privacy, and also coincidentally, I'm a community member in Cumberland. I work at 3383 Mendon Road. Hi, guys. I definitely did not intend on speaking at all, but I just wanted to publicly support everything that was just said about flock cameras. I was here about Councilwoman Sweet's ordinance. I wanted to show up in support for that. So hopefully I'll be back when we are having the public hearing about that. But I think my main point is that just regarding both of those issues, data centers and flock cameras, that it has such a big impact on the community and community members that I think it is just one of the most important things is that it is the public and the community is consulted about these things, and that their voice is considered in the decision to, hopefully you guys will be considering your decision to renew your contract, and that the public will have a voice in that. I think since we are so deeply impacted by the presence of flock cameras and the potential presence of a data center in our community, that I think it is just, it's a public issue all around. And I just wanted to state that and state that I'm glad that it is already being proposed. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Madam Clerk, someone wants to join us virtually.
Hello, Town Council, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yep, this is Ron Kallstrom, 7 Old Forge Road.
Thank you for joining us, Ron.
Yep, no, so one of the things just to add on the flock cameras. So in 2024, the chief of police came in front of the town council and told you guys that this was going to be a license plate reader, right? And I think most of the people that were on the town council at the time interpreted that as a license plate reader that's just going to snap photos of your license plate. And obviously it's had some pretty good track record, right? So we had a robbery in Attleboro, and it got to identify the person that was coming and committing the crime, and we found them, right? But there's obviously a lot of issues that's going to be that we've seen. So I think what the town council needs to do, just in my opinion, is bring the chief of police back in, ask them a little bit more about what the policies and procedures are. Obviously, it's not just a license plate reader with what we've been seeing kind of in the news and not knowing what you guys are privy to on the police side of things. But I think they need to kind of come to you guys and say, hey, listen, this is what we're using it for. If it's a license plate reader, that's great. But if it's looking at people in the cars, if it's storing data longer than you guys think. I think there's some questions to be asked and answers that you guys need to figure out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Okay. There was no more public comment, and I want to thank again everybody for their input. I'm going to go down to the next item, it is our adjournment. I will take a motion to adjourn at 9:34 by Councilor Shaw. Do I have a second? Second by Councilor McGill. All in favor to adjourn, say aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned at 9:34 PM. Thank you, and thank you, everyone.